Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, how do I get my zero up and down where I can see the bait splash the water? Now that's a very common question, but it's a very simple fix. A lot of things, a lot of times people neglect to do is to properly put and set their install depth. What I recommend you doing is find the water line on your trolling motor, your pole, whatever you use. Take a tape measure, measure it from the top of the water line to the top of the unit. And that will allow you to accurately get your install depth set. It's very important in my mind to set it correctly because it gets you the maximum efficiency and the maximum visibility of your unit on the screen. Therefore, you'll be able to see the splash of the water as the bait comes in a little bit more, and that helps you. The splash of the water is what helps you find the bait a lot of times. So let's take a look at that and get right into it. All right. The one thing that you need to understand is when you adjust the install depth, you're not doing anything to the beam or anything. All you're doing is positioning the beam on the screen. And therefore, to make you better understand it, I'm going to position the beam at an 11-foot install depth. Now notice how it took the whole picture and slid it down. Nothing changed to the beam. It's still reading the exact same thing. I just slid it down to an 11-foot install depth. Now, that's a little trick. You can slide it down a little bit further than your actual install depth to actually maximize all portions of the beam that are reading. But what I suggest doing is taking a tape measure, measuring from your water line to the top of your transducer, and that's going to give you an accurate install depth. And when you do that, you'll be able to actually see your bait hit the water. Now I'm going to put it on 0 install depth. Notice how the top of that white line is completely gone. Now, whatever portion of the beam that was reading at the top, between the top of the beam, top of the picture and the white line, that's hid because the whole beam has been slid up. So now when we put it on 1.5, where it actually is on mine, which mine is 18 inches, notice how the beam is now slid, the picture is slid down on the page. The beam hasn't changed, but the actual what the screen shows has. So that's why putting it down to the proper position and on the screen, which is your install depth, will allow you to get maximum visibility of your bait hitting the water. And when you get that, you'll be able to see that splash more effective. And when you can see that splash, it'll allow you to pick up your bait more effective. See, I threw the bait in there about 24, 25 feet, and then you see me reeling it out. But seeing that splash is what a lot of people want to do, and I understand it because it helps you see your bait. All right, guys, I hope that helped you. I hope that's just something that, a lot of people overlook it, but I think it's a very important thing that you do when you're first setting up your unit is get that install depth set correctly. Take a tape measure, take the couple minutes to do it. Do it out on the water. Doesn't really matter how you do it, but make sure you get it set correctly. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Ring the bell.